Now, since the September 11 attacks, the New York Police Department has operated an intelligence unit targeting Muslims. That's according to an investigation by the Associated Press. It also alleges that police got help from the CIA, even though the agency is banned from spying inside the United States. The report says that the CIA trained a New York City police detective in advanced surveillance techniques. Undercover New York police officers known as rakers were sent into Muslim neighborhoods to monitor bookstores, bars, cafes and nightclubs. And informants known as mosque crawlers were sent to sermons, even though there was no evidence of any wrongdoing. The New York Police Department denies targeting Muslim neighborhoods, but a spokesman said the department is doing everything it can to make sure that there's not another 9/11 here. And a spokeswoman for the CIA said it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that after 9/11, the Central Intelligence Agency stepped up its cooperation with law enforcement on counter-terrorism issues. Well, joining me now is Cyrus McGoldrick. He's the Civil Rights Manager for CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations. Thanks very much for being with us. What do you make of these clandestine operations against Muslims and also other ethnic minorities?
No, I think that this is just a confirmation of something that many of us in the community already knew and suspected, that the government was using fear tactics to break the law, to erode our civil liberties. This is not acceptable, and I think that there's no excuse for abusing, the principles that this country was founded on, and we are organizing very strongly to work against this now.
But do you think that most Americans will be as angry or as upset as you are, or as the civil liberties organizations may be? Do you think that they will even care? I mean, I guess, just to play devil's advocate a little bit, I mean, if you've done nothing wrong, you've got nothing to worry about. I mean, do you buy that?
I don't for one second. I think that fear-mongering has been making a lot of money in this country, and it's definitely sending a lot of money into the coffers of the NYPD as well as federal law enforcement agencies. I think that these practices, these programs, not only do they not make us safer, but they are alienating communities here, and they are preying on the First Amendment rights that they're allegedly trying to protect, by defending this country. And I think it's really important that we stick to our principles here, that we make sure that we are not criminalizing ideology, that we're not criminalizing expression, that we're not criminalizing the perfectly First Amendment protected rights and liberties that all Americans protect. This is not just a Muslim issue.
But one of the arguments, sorry to interrupt, that the NYPD makes is that it's not trolling, Muslim neighborhoods. Its statement says that, they're sort of categorically unapologetic about this, according to their statement. So, what do you expect when you have a statement like that? I mean, what do you want? The mayor to do something in New York? I mean, do you want, senators or representatives in New York State to do something? I mean, what would you like to see done?
Yeah, I think that we can expect very little accountability from the NYPD. When you look at the conflicting statements that were made in that same Associated Press article, it shows that while one side of the NYPD says one thing, Paul Brown and Ray Kelly say something else entirely. I think that they're pretty willing to sacrifice the truth, for the sake of security. We need accountability, though, from all levels of society. On the city level, we need the city council to have more oversight over the NYPD. We need even all the way up to Congress. I think that the intelligence committees need to be surveilling, excuse me to take the word, they should be watching what the CIA is doing in our communities on the local level. The NYPD, their responsibility and their primary job is to protect us. They're supposed to protect us, they're supposed to stop crimes. What they're not doing, they're not investigating crimes. Unfortunately, they're manufacturing them, and they're creating problems where there are none.
All right, got to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us here on Al Jazeera.
Thank you for having me.